Hello, dear folks, my lovely audiences. Welcome to the East-West Show, Jack Chow on the East-West with G&E TV. Yes, ever since the happening of Florida school shooting that was on a Valentine's Day, a wrong day anyway, we have been busy doing the aftermath of the event, of the incident. Of course, on the news perspective, it is over. We just flipped already the other page. We're turning a brand new page. The aftermath, however, in lots of aspects, will never be over until we find a solid solution. In order to do so, I have another friend of mine who is a wonderful, great individual, an educator of nowadays between U.S. and China, between two education systems, because he has established a system that exchanges or combines different curriculums to create a new one, which by running a testamental schools, it is very, very successful. And also now he goes back and forth of the United States and China. He can see both sides. Now taking a look at what's happening back home here, we really feel saddened for what we see, all right? And anyway, what happened had happened. We really want to find a solution. In order to do so, I have my friend, Mr. Wei Lo, founder and CEO of California Sunshine Education Center, to be here to discuss. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Jack.
Welcome.
Thank you, Jack, for having me.
As you can see, I'm very, very still saddened with the passing away, with the shooting deaths of the 17 lovely young kids.
Youngsters.
Yeah.
Yes.
They had been as lovely as our kids. I have two grandsons. They could be mine, could be them. I can't imagine if someday something happened to me in the nature like that, I would go crazy. I would bust myself. I would, well, anyway, I don't know what I would do anyway. So when you were, when that event, the incident happened, were you here or were you in China?
I was in China.
You were in China.
I was in
okay.
China, my school over there. And I was so shocked, deeply shocked by the event. Again, that instantly recalled me that we had a conversation about 2 years back, right? About the Sandy Hook,
sure,
about
yes.
about Las Vegas shooting. But just our memory still serves us vividly. But here's another again. So in my mind, I became a little bit dumb, but I'm a little bit numb, excuse me. And I became a little bit so worried about my own daughters.
Yes,
I got two
you're
growing.
Right. Everybody
college,
feels the same way.
College and high school daughter, and respectively. So I'm just thinking about how, as whole, we can do something to change this.
Okay, to me, it is not something happened again. To me, it is the last straw that breaks camel's back. Okay, our back is broken already. We can't take no more. We can't take anything anymore on top of that. And now it came to us that it is high time we did something. We must do something. We must do something. Do it now. That's that kind of argument, right?
That's
but
right.
The thing is that I see that you are here. We're very well prepared. What kind of numbers do you have with you to indicate what kind of a critical moment we're in?
That's right, and I totally agree with you that we are broken. But I cannot I disagree with you for the respect that this definitely must not be the last straw, last straw, and I guarantee you.
No.
Last straw broken the camelback. This is not going to be, the camelback now is broken, but it's not. It's going to be another straw.
All right, good. All right.
And
you're gonna smash the camel. Yeah,
that is correct. Okay. That is correct.
I'm not arguing. I will not argue on
here's
this
the number.
one. Yeah, okay.
Here is the number I want to share with you, because everybody blame that the NRA is behind gun ownership of a phenomenon in the United States. And here's the number. I just want to present it to you and our audience. Every 5 gun owners in this country, one of them is an NRA member, National Rifle Association member.
All right. That's,
And,
that's why they are strong.
They are very strong, and because continue with the conversation that we had last time. We talked about NRA. We talked about policymakers in the Capitol Hill, and we talked also about how we can do something together with all those coalitions that we.
Let's slow down.
On the
let's slow down a bit. I can see the frustration in you already. But let's do it layer by layer. All right. Let's do that. Yeah. Let's slow down a little bit. We're not on that yet. We're talking about the government doing nothing, right? So far, right? The government fails to protect its own people. We the people, including we the people, our daughters and sons, our granddaughters and grandsons, right? Like that. Government doing nothing, which is a 0. And now you have National Rifle Association. They are doing the negative because they are pushing from different directions.
That's right.
Now you have a 0 activity, 0 action. I call it inaction of the government side, and you have the negativity from the association, and you're pushing back below 0. So we're not only back to we started, we are back to long time ago when they spent $3.5 million per in lobbying the Congress. Am I right?
Correct. That is correct. Not only the government didn't do their job, but also the Congress didn't do their job either. Neither. I'm sorry. That's
okay. Do you think
that's a horrible
that
thing.
is the political issue?
We claim that we have the best system in the world.
Yeah. Do you
think
that is part of the issue?
That's definitely part of the issue. That's definitely part of
the issue.
Let me go deep a little bit. And you just said that the government didn't do the job.
The government never done the job.
Never done the job right in terms of the gun control.
All right.
And I think that I want to take away from that point to pointing out is that our capital, our Congress didn't do their job neither.
Well, nobody does any job to protect our kids.
And so far we have a lot of discussions. We have the back and forth exchange of opinions on the Capitol Hill, but none of the agreement has reached.
No.
That's a reality.
Let's make our points clear. To protect our kids, our kid not supposed to die like the way they die in school on school camp. That is not a political issue. That is not a partisan issue. And at the White House or in the Congress, they make it a partisan issue. I say yes, you say no. And this is not a political issue or partisan issue whereby they made it sound like a partisan issue. Right?
Unfortunately, it
there
is politicalized.
Could be sons and daughters or granddaughters of a Republican member, or it could be that of a Democrat Party member.
That's right.
So then it's not a party issue. Now, why wouldn't a country like us, right, do something to protect all the schools? They are saying that there are tens of thousands of schools in the United States, all right, and the money must be humongous. But we have $19 trillion in total GDP, and our wars cost us $4.8 trillion already. In a country where we can afford the most expensive wars, why can't we afford at home domestically to protect our own kids? This is where I got 100% confused. I need your highlight.
Me too, and I think my understanding is that it is a simple issue, right? It is a issue as a country that we can just simply attack to protect our kids and youngsters. Looks like that way, but it is not.
It didn't work that way.
Because it didn't work that way, because the system that we claim that we have the best system, political system, a check and balance. We have Capitol Hill.
Not necessarily in this regard.
Yeah, let me finish. We have the Capitol Hill Congress. We have Senate. We have the Congress. That they have the mechanism setting up to balance and check the government authority. But in this regard, both Capitol Hill, Congress, Senate, and the government side didn't do it right, didn't do anything to protect our youngsters. Why is that? Because they just put this issue politicalized.
All right.
And then when everything politicalized, they just do not have a human being side
All right.
of the concerns.
All right.
That's
and
my
very nice compliment. And let's take a very short moment now. When we come back, we'll continue from that end. It is or it is not a political issue. So stay with us. We'll be right back, please. Hello, dear friends, lovely audiences, ladies and gentlemen, my dear fellow Americans, welcome back to the discussion about our own kids. It is, of course, the aftermath of the school shooting. However, on the news perspective, we flip that page over. We are concentrating ourselves in the thinking of how we want to protect our kids. Now, with me today is my good friend and an educator, Mr. Wei Luo, founder and the CEO of California Sunshine Education Center, who has done quite a research on this. And he is sharing his thoughts with us. And of course, me, I've done my research too. We want to make sure that in a country like this, with the most beautiful system, with the most functional mechanism, why wouldn't we do anything to prevent in prevention? All right. Okay. Now, Mr. Wei Luo just mentioned about the checks and balance. I know checks and balance, there are blanks left over. There's nothing wrong with the checks and balance. There is blanks left over because in certain areas that doesn't need a checks and balance, you can go ahead and confirm it. That is a human right issue. That's a humanity issue. A life is a life. You want to protect it, right?
I agree with you in that part. And I think that one thing we, as American, Chinese American, we feel pride about is that we have a better system in the world, especially political system. We have the check and balance system within government bodies on top of it. But definitely from the gun issue point of view, that we do see there's a default on this system. We need to move, we need to act now to fix up this system default. And for example, the strong, as I said, lobby power that NRA gained through Congress lobbying is something that we need to put a break on. And also, I totally agree with what Donald Trump. Of course, I have a lot of disagreement with his policy and practicings in the in White House, in this administration. But I totally agree with him in this point of view on his regarding the in his motion that supporting put up the gun ownership age limit from 18 to 21. That's a smart move. I think that's a good initiative that we need to do something.
And and also lots of people are recommending, making suggestions that we should arm our schools. We should arm our teachers who are willing to do the job.
Are we living in the military country?
All right, it's a good question. That's a very good question. We are back to a vigilante. You know vigilante, right?
That's right.
We're back to the vigilante age. When the government fails to protect you, you got to protect yourself.
You got to arm yourself.
And then if you move back a little bit, one more step though, that is exactly why we had that Constitution, Amendment number 2, to give you the right to bear firearms.
Yeah, we can do that.
Because the government not only fails once, not only twice, not only three,
multiple
four, whatever
times.
times.
Multiple times.
Whatever times.
Multiple times.
For example, let's see. from January 2014 to the past February, right? School shooting only had happened 239 times.
It's
All right. Altogether, the 239 times brought death to 438 kids.
my
So,
goodness.
are you telling me the government can protect our children?
That is your number. Let me give me my number.
Okay,
Let me
let me
give you my
finish
number.
one more
Okay,
sentence.
Go
right?
ahead. Go
I
ahead.
used to be going strongly against the gun ownership.
That's right.
Right? Now I'm pushed back to the vigilante day time, right? When government cannot do a job, let's do the job ourselves.
So logically, we have to do that. We have to declare that we have a failure of the government,
Yeah, of
and then
course.
we just arm our
The government
our
fails.
citizens.
The government fails us.
That's
The
horrible.
government fails us. The government
That's
fails our tax money. They use our money to wage wars. They wage the most expensive wars on earth. Of Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Iraq. The three
looks
wars.
to me,
And
it's-
$4.8 trillion.
Jack is no what as a Chinese American, I travel a lot back and forth between China and U.S. And let me share my feeling with you.
Let me correct you a little bit. This is not a Chinese American issue. This is American issue.
That's
This is a
American-American
human American issue. Even American dogs would think that way. How about that? Even American cats would think that way because we are dying too much. We're sacrificing too many of our kids. Right? In 48 months,
Yes.
more than 438 kids died. You tell me
That's
how many
horrible.
kids extra we have to sacrifice.
That's right. That's
Right,
right.
now-
We have like about 50 million school kids, but every year on the year of 2006, that we have total gun deaths of 11,000 people. And that if two wars put together, that the U.S. involved in Afghanistan and the Iraq, that we have total military deaths of 11,000 too. So that's the
Iraq, I know. Iraq war, we have sacrificed 4,234.
That's
4,234.
Afghanistan,
young
we
woman and
sacrificed.
soldier.
Yeah, we
something
have
like that.
yeah,
Okay,
we
anyway,
sacrificed.
all right. When they have the money to wage wars like that expensive, of course, the consequences are still here. Those wounded, those families whose loved ones died already, right? You got to take care of them forever.
That's right.
Right? Okay. All right. Now, the wound is still open. The blood is still gushing out. Am I right? Okay.
That's
now,
right.
that is a war we waged with our own taxpayers' money.
That's
now,
right.
we're facing another problem. We have domestic war here already, right? Why can't we protect our kids? All right. Stories are getting even funnier. Have you heard that on that school camp, there are 4 police officers armed,
Right. That's right.
and they did nothing?
They did something, but
No, they did nothing.
What happened? And they did
They
something.
did not confront the shooter.
That's right.
They hid themselves
They
behind
waited
their cars.
like 4 minutes later
All right,
after
now,
the shooting
okay,
happened.
You know why they didn't do anything?
I don't know.
Because they were trained that way. They were trained not to confront an active shooter. All right? Okay, now, and then you want deeper ask, why are they trained that way? The answer is that the culture has been changed.
And it looks
The culture is changing.
it looks like that they value the life of policemen, more than our youngsters.
I agree, and their life is still life.
Of course, it's valuable.
I mean,
and
their life is a life.
Policeman's life is valuable. There's no question about it. They protect our society.
I know. Their
But
life is alive. I agree.
What do you
I
think?
agree.
How do you think? How you position our
Yeah.
youngsters' life?
If you care about your life that much, you pick up some other professions. All right, be a show host, like me myself sitting here. Well, you have less chance being shot, right? Now, I'm not saying that your life doesn't matter. Your life does matter a lot to me.
That's
all right?
right.
I'm saying that at the moment when you're on the job doing the word called protection, you got to do something like as if you were protecting. Am I right?
let me put it back. Let me draw back a little, one step back. As an educator, let's just do it professionally. Do your job right.
Yeah, do your job.
That's my call to them.
Yeah, do your job. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So
If
you call
if
that
you put
job.
that uniform on your body,
sure.
you just do your job right.
Okay. Do you earn the money as a protector? Right? Do you get your insurance,
And
whatever
my call also
coverage as well?
goes to Washington, D.C. Do your job right. The politicians,
The same thing.
congressperson,
The
and
same thing. The same thing.
senators.
I don't care whatever
guys
rifle
do-
association, a pistol association you have. I don't even care. I don't even care if you stand on left-hand side or right-hand side of another politics. I don't care. Go to hell about that.
I need right side.
I want to make sure the one side, you and I, we agree on this common ground. I believe this common ground would represent most our folks, our Americans, our folks.
I
that
don't know.
We want nothing but our kids to be protected. Am I right?
You are right. I share the same value with you.
All right, my God. I
In
feel
that-
like
in that
so.
regard.
So much reason.
We're so angry. We're just
yeah,
pissed
we're
off.
So angry.
And,
we're so angry.
just
Anyway, my dear friends, my lovely audiences, getting angry or getting upset is quite easily understood. But the thing is that we have to be sober-mindedly looking around for some resolutions, right? With me today is my good friend, Mr. Wei Luo, founder and CEO for California Sunshine Medical Center. Educational Center, not medical. We have too many people wounded. We need a medical center anyway. I'm kidding. So let's take a very short moment now. When we come back, we'll keep finding out, please. Hello, dear friends, lovely audiences. Welcome back to the show. If you happen to be my age or happen to be somebody's parents or grandparents, you would close your eyes. Just imagine if someday something happens to you, say your kid or grandkids will never go back, never come back. How would you feel? All right. This is a question so simple. Even a dog can give you an answer. Right. So we are exactly in such a pain at this very moment. I believe the whole country, and especially those families who had their loved ones died, well, their lives have ever changed since then, right? Will never be recovered from the wound, from the shock, right? Anyway, so now the only thing to do is that forget the fact that we're so upset, forget the fact that we are so frustrated, forget the fact that we really want to get some answer from what happened. What lays off in front of us is that we need to find a resolution, right? We need to do something. It looks that from a humanitarian point of view, this is a failure of humanity. Am I right? How do you agree with me?
I cannot agree more than that. That this is a humanity failure, and we need to act, and we need to act now. And it is easier, as we just did, demonstrated to you. It is easier to get angry, and to get pissed off. But at the end of the day, we need to, as a responsible citizen, we need to present our solution. Especially as a grassroots American, we need to present our solution. From my perspective, I would call for all the citizens, especially Asian American, Chinese American, you guys, you need to move for the next vote. And you need to vote for the things that you are in favor.
No, I don't recommend that way. Okay, of course.
You need to vote,
yeah, I know.
of course.
You express yourself, all right?
I
want to
not
express
representing
my
on
own
your
way.
part. Yes.
No.
Let me finish my
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we need to vote. We need to participate into political life because we have to play by rule. In this country, especially Democrat and the country that was set up for over 200 years, almost 300, that one thing we feel proud about ourselves and the country is that we have a political system that check and balance. Yes, this is a good point about check and balance. We need to come out and to say on behalf of from bottom of our heart, on behalf of ourselves, about our thinking about this gun control issue.
Yes, you
that we
are
have
right.
to.
Yes, you are right. Right.
When you're interrupting me,
Unfortunately,
I cannot speak.
no, go ahead. Let me
sorry.
let you finish. I let you finish. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. So we need to vote. We need to play by rules. We need to play by the game rules that we can do something together. If we still just express our anger and without doing anything, I think that the situation, status quo still be a status quo, and the situation will still be the same. I guarantee you there's another mass shooting down the road sometime, somewhere. So we need to do something.
Okay, you're done?
I'm done.
Okay, good. I like your statement. I respect your right and respect your freedom of expressing yourself, though. I do not agree with you because it looks that you are going back to page 1 when we started, right? Of course, we should rely upon our political system that we want to exercise our right of democracy, want to cast our vote, want the right people to represent us, right? For what? For the government, making sure the government does its job to protect us, ourselves, right?
That's right.
Now that we have zillions of evidences to prove that the government fails to do the job, so we are going back. We have gone back to the page of vigilante. We have to, instead of me going, I mean, in the past I used to go against gun right. Now I go back. I call upon my friends, go get a gun, arm yourselves, because the government can't do the job, right? And also I agree, in addition to that, I agree to go ahead, arm our schools, school teachers, especially PE teachers, or the principals, or the supervisors, or whoever, even the nurse, school nurse, whoever are willing or is willing to protect kids, give them a license to wear concealed weapons on the school campus, so that it will at least deter the bad guys from planning on killing, right? And thirdly, I agree to take the sign of schools, say this is a gun-free zone. That is to me, that's a surrender license. That's a surrender declaration that I surrender. I have nothing to protect ourselves. Go attack us. So now, I understand everybody's frustration. I understand even myself, my own frustration, all right? The point is that there's no solution that can take care of all the problems. That's why we motivate our audiences to think from all directions, a little bit by bit. If you can't get a whole thing done, you get one part of the whole thing done. That'll still be good, right? Okay, now, what if everybody has a gun? Well, things will be better.
The fact is, if you would allow me to make an insertion.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the fact is that 60% of Americans owns a gun.
Yeah, already, yeah.
Already.
Let's go 100%.
And also take the most recent occurrence in the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Florida. We have 4 armed policemen over there in the campus. What did they do to stop the occurrence?
They do nothing.
See? So owning a gun or to have everybody own a gun will not solve the problem. That's my point.
That's another point, okay?
That's
the
point.
Law enforcement inaction, that they deserve another criticism. Let me ask you, have you heard about the Nevada, over a ranch, the land?
Yes.
Remember the federals sent troops to surround the land. They want to
right.
retrieve the land.
That's
you know
right.
what?
That's
all
right.
right.
That's right.
And you tell me who protected the farmers there?
Okay, themselves.
What protected the owner's right?
Okay,
what protected the owner's land?
Okay, let me give you another example too. And out of 10 of the mass shooting from 2000 to 2016, 5 of them occurred in the campus, while 5 of them in the campus, 2 of them in Texas, where we have the most liberal gun ownership law in that in that state.
All right.
Did that law do something on that? No, it obviously didn't.
I don't think so. Mathematically, 2 out of 6, well, you're only talking about 33%.
5
right?
out of 10.
All right, now, 5 out of 10, 5 out of 6, no, 5 out of 10 or out of 6?
No, 5 out of 10 mass shootings occurred in the past 16 years. 5 of them in the school campus.
5 out of 10, in other words, half.
Half, 50%.
Half of the school shootings, mass shootings happened on school campus, right?
That's right.
You know why?
Why?
We declared an arm-free zone. No weapon, no arm-free, no arm zone.
Not in Texas.
Because that is the most vulnerable. Most vulnerable. And in Texas school, your schools you're talking about, you tell me what kind of schools? Middle school or high school?
It's high school.
High
Two
school,
of them
right?
High school.
Okay,
right.
now, even in Texas, below age 18, you are not supposed to have a gun, have a concealed weapon. So you are still talking about a weapon-free land.
But the problem is that we cannot protect, we cannot stop the guns forced into those mad and criminal minds. That's the problem.
That's another issue.
Think about the youngest.
Yeah, I know. Let's move step by step, right? Let's move step by step.
I'm totally disagreeing with you.
Talking about to arm our school.
To arm our school is not a
teachers,
solution.
right?
It's not a solution.
Anyway, I vote for it.
There's not a solution.
I vote for it.
I totally against
I'm
with
for
you.
it. Okay,
I'm
okay.
totally against.
And I will, of course, whatever I say, my dear audiences, represents only me, myself, my personal point of views. I myself used to be very, very, very much against gun rights. I never had a gun myself, right? Okay. Now I have changed because the facts show that the government cannot protect us. They failed again and again and over again to protect us. So we are back to the vigilante days that we have to protect ourselves, right? So for that, I call upon my audience to go ahead, get something, or grab some peace. Oh, by the way, there is a film I saw night before anyway, I would like to share with you. Let's take a short moment out. When we come back, we will pick up from right there. Stay with us, please. Hello, dear friends, lovely audiences. Welcome back in the discussion. In the argument, as a matter of fact, we argue to make a point only about our kids, that we fail to protect our kids. I feel guilty that we can't do a thing to improve the situation. I believe everybody is in the aftershock of the school shooting in Florida. And of course, Florida is only one of them. During the past 4 or 5 years, we have altogether 239 school shootings happened on school campus, and altogether 438 young lives were compromised. Right? This is unthinkable. And the government today can do nothing, and the partisanship still can do nothing. They say yes, they say no, yes, no, yes, no, going back and forth. While they are fighting yes or no in between, why would the government kick in and say, hey, let's do it? When a president can sign a presidential order, why can't he sign an order, say, let's do it my way? How about that? All right? How about that? Let's do something. We are down to a point that we got to do something right away. High time we did something. Now this is the moment of doing it. Forget this whatever nonsense of politics whatsoever. Our kids need to be protected. That is my whole point. With me, my good friend, Mr. Wei Lo, founder and CEO of California Sunshine Education Center, non-medical center. I respect him a lot for his mindset, and for he is one of the smartest educator on the very front of the whole business. Back to the argument, you and I, the film I saw last night.
Okay.
Death Wish. I believe that you know the story, simple story about it, right?
Yes, I heard about the clips. I watched the clips of the film, but I didn't have a chance to watch it in whole.
The whole thing of the film is to tell people when your government fails to protect yourself, to protect you, you got to do it yourself.
That's a good message.
That is my message.
And
that is my message.
I respect that. I respect that. But Jack, I totally disagree with you that the solution you presented by having the school armed themselves. Let me tell you, that doesn't work. That will not work because that will increase, as a father of two daughters in the college campus and high school campus respectively, that will increase my worry day after day.
I don't think so.
And you know what? Let me share you my feeling as a father of two American daughters, growing daughters. That every time I travel back to China, I was asked, and why that you guys have so many gun shooting by Chinese friends over there in China, and I cannot give them the answer. And something we feel so proud about the American being a Chinese American in the past 20 or 25 years after I come to this land. And I'm losing that proud in front of my friends because of these gun issues, because of a default failure of the government and administration. And going back to our table in terms of the solution, thinking about why don't we put on higher tax on the manufacturers of guns and rifles in this country, as we did to the tobacco industry? Think about 20, 30 years ago, how many people smoking? Now the population of smoking shrinking, declining year after year because tobacco, owning a tobacco, buying tobacco, a bag of cigarettes becoming more expensive, unaffordable for some of the people over there.
I'll give you time to finish anyway. That's why I never stopped.
So I think that we can do together, we can do something as we did for the tobacco industry to the gun industry in this country. And also, we need to do something collectively to change the gun ownership culture in this country. For example, gaming industry. Don't put so many bloody, vivid images on your games.
Including films.
Including films, Hollywood. This is something we can do as a citizen.
All right, okay. I'm not saying your way right, my way wrong, or vice versa. I am only thinking about every way, every positive way. We collect them together. All right, in a collective way, we improve the situation. For example, among your expressions just now, I agree with the gaming industry, with the gun culture in Hollywood films, with the bloody or whatever scenes whatsoever. Yeah, go ahead.
Not gaming industry. It's a computer gaming industry. I'm sorry.
Computer gaming. Yeah. I'm not gambling. Not gambling. Gambling also gambling too.
Yeah.
The computer gaming industry, right? As entertainment. Right. Now, I'm talking about. I have one of the solutions.
Yes.
Right. One of the solutions. Why don't you go ahead try it to add my solution on top of it or to be mixed with it and see at least it works. Let me ask you one thing. Back in the old days, thinking about 1789, the year the Constitution was founded, all right? In the very year, that's exactly very year.
1776.
No. I mean the Constitution, not the country.
Okay.
In 1789, in the very year, the Second Amendment,
Got it.
was added to the Constitution.
Okay.
That says our citizens' right of owning a armed piece or some whatever shall never be infringed or something like that.
That's right.
I'm not quoting the exact language. I'm saying that to give you the gun right. Why? Because it made sure that both sides understand. The government side should understand that they got a job to do. If you don't do your job, you have a gun in front of you. You're at the gunpoint. Am I right?
That's
and
right.
to the other side, to the people, to we the people, don't worry, folks, they will protect you. All right? If they fail to protect you, you use your own gun.
Protect yourself.
Like that, right?
right.
That's a fair deal in the very beginning. All right?
That's
All right.
back almost 300 years ago.
Yes. Since 1789, all the way now, it's more than 300 years, and it's never been overturned. Never doubt. Now, have we seen enough indications the government fails to do the job?
Oh, you know what, Jack? My feeling is that it is a joke that we claim to be the number one most powerful country. Most
You didn't answer my question.
Well, I didn't.
You didn't answer my question, please. Has the government
Let me finish.
proved themselves to be not doing their jobs?
Let me.
No,
Of course, no.
I need the
Of
answer.
course, no.
No.
Of
Okay.
course, no.
When the answer
Of
is
course,
no,
no.
shall we apply our constitutional right given by Amendment number 2 to utilize the weapon vested in us?
That's a good logic. I think that's a very good debate strategy
All
that
right,
just
good.
presented.
Yeah, let's do it.
But
Yeah.
the reality is that, Jack, back in 300 years ago, we had a very weak and very less powerful, less financed government by then. However, 300 years after,
Okay, good,
we have
good, good.
we claim that we have a most powerful country. We have the most expending on the government finance. We have most powerful, best equipped police troops and also national army
you're right,
groups.
you're right,
But we
okay.
cannot do one simple thing: protect our citizens, protect our youngsters from a gun shooting.
All right, good.
That's a joke.
Let me ask you. Listen carefully. I want my audience to listen carefully. Is there any difference in between fact one, that we have a very weak government, so that they cannot protect ourselves? We have to protect our own selves.
No, I don't agree
And
with that.
I haven't finished. And fact number 2, that we have a too busy government, too strong, too busy, too engaged otherwise, that they have no time or no mind to protect us. To us, we the people, is there any difference between the type A and type B?
Well, first of all, I don't agree with you that we have a weak government.
No.
We just have a.
I was saying that in the old day when we had a weak government, you were saying that the government was new, government was weak or so ever.
Was weak by
That's
then.
why it was. Yes, I would say. I mean exactly.
Not right now.
You didn't get my point. That's
No, I totally get your point. We do not have a weak government now. We have a most powerful.
Listen carefully, please. I said back then when you say quote unquote we had a weak government.
And we need to armor our
government.
That's right.
That's fact number 1.
That's right.
Fact number 2, now we have a strong government,
That's
whatever. Right. Is there any difference between a weak government and a strong government when they both failed us? That's my question, please.
In gun control point of view, yes.
Yeah, and then when the answer is yes, why wouldn't we do something to go back to the old days, to be vigilante, we protect ourselves?
I have to show you the bigger picture on that, because society changes already.
Yeah,
and
course.
our structure mechanism changes already.
Yeah.
And we have multiple government bodies to do that right, set on to support to do the job. The problem is that there's a default in connection of the government system. And also, our Congress.
I don't even care about why they failed.
Default is something that they didn't do the job right. I would say dysfunctioning.
That's another issue, another day.
Let's just attacking
the issue today is that I don't even care why they failed.
Let's just specify the problem so that we can take some approaches on those problems. Number one, my solution is that we need to limit the lobbying right of NRA or any gun interest or gun manufacturing interest groups on their expendings on the Washington Hill, Capitol Hill. That's the number one solution. Number 2 is that we need to educate. We need to put up more rigorous laws on owning, buying guns in different states. And good news is that we have California is one of the states that putting on more restrictive laws on buying a gun. That's a good news.
Are you done?
And of course, and my last call to every citizen, our audience, is that arming our school is not a solution.
Now, we have the legislature, we have the checks and balance, right? When the legislative level fail to do the job, let the government do it, right? Now, when all you were saying takes time, a long, long, long time, takes even forever, right? So before that happens, why the executive department, executive branch, like the president, signing executive orders, say, hey, let's do it this way, all right? And then there goes the justice system, and then check upon them who's right, who's wrong.
That's too simple.
We protect our kids. All right?
Unfortunately,
Anyway.
government doesn't work in that way. At least based upon my experience and understanding, we need to do something more complicated.
wanted to tell you, and I just trying to make a point. I don't even care why they fail to protect us.
But we both agree that government didn't do their job right.
Yeah, of course.
Number one. Number two, that we have a system default. We need to fix it up. Number three is that we need to act now as a grassroots American, and we need to do something.
I give you yes.
On next vote.
I give you yes to number one and number one only, and as for number two and number three, because they take a lot of time. I can't give you yes or no.
It's okay. I don't care about that, but I do care that our audience, that we act now.
All right, my dear audience, lovely friends. Thank you for watching, and I believe that's something. The more we argue, the more mystifying we see. Right? Anyway, it is a very, very mystifying situation. It is a very, very mixed especially when it's mixed with money, lots of money. We're talking about $250 billion of money involved in the industry. So anyway, with me, my good friend, Mr. Wei Luo, who I argue a lot with just now. I respect a lot, and founder and CEO of California Sunshine Education Center, and it is the aftermath of school shooting. It looks that we need to find a solution right away, if not tomorrow, this afternoon. Let's do that.